If you're afraid of what's happening in the world right now, I don't blame you. It's okay. It's okay to be afraid. It's normal. It's natural. All of this that we're seeing, all of this really scary stuff is a necessary reckoning. It's, in the simplest possible terms, the death process of the old way. And when you really spend time in this world, in this nature, you see that death and birth are totally the same thing. They are two sides of the same door. You walk through death and you enter into life. That's what this all is. Like, death and life are holding hands. And that's where life meets itself. It's the snake eating its own tail. Life creates death. Death creates life. But in the midst of that, there is an evolution. There is a growth that happens across the iterations, across the lifetimes. Because we all are born and we all die. But we are also killed and born many, many times over the course of our own lives. We undergo many resurrections and transformations as we have this experience of life. Our beliefs die. Our perceptions die. Our doctrines, our ideologies, our egos are killed and resurrected over and over again as we live. This is what it means to grow. This is what it means to change. This is what it means to evolve. This is literally what it means to just be alive, is to undergo constant renewal and transformation. And what we're seeing right now with all of this horrifying stuff in the world is a big death. And sure, that might sound scary, but again, death is the precursor to life. And it is actually such a valuable ally in the pursuit of evolution. Glorious evolution. Sorry, that was like a stupid reference. Anyway, what we're seeing right now is the falling apart of an old, broken system. It is a system of domination. It is a system of exploitation. It is a system that is inherently motivated by fear. It comes from a wound. It comes from a disconnection from the natural world. This illusion of separation, that we need to exploit each other in order to survive, that we need to kill and conquer in order to be okay, because we are separated from the love that exists around us always, because we deny it from ourselves. We have traumas from our childhood. We have beliefs that cause us to think that the way to attain what we want comes through gaining and accumulating as much money, as much land, as much power as possible. And this is the paradigm that has existed on this planet for I don't even know how long. I'm only 20, so haven't been around that. I'm younger. I'm younger than this paradigm, for sure. Yeah, but you know, the Roman Empire, like it's that dictatorial, tyrannical spirit is still existing, and it has gotten more bodacious, more cocky, more just sort of proud in its delusion. And now, I want to be very clear in the sense that I'm not condemning this broken system. I have an immense empathy for it. I understand this wound. It is a primal wound that exists in the hearts of every single human being and probably every single animal to some extent. It is an evolutionary thing. It is the fear that causes us to kill. And that is sad. It's sad that that has been the driving force within our human existence for so long. But I think that when you look at the world and you see, or not the world, but human society, Western society, Western industrialist, patriarchal society, pyramid, hierarchical society. When you look at what's happening now in the world, it is the last ditch efforts of this survival mode exploiting thing. Ooh, mud. That's awesome. It is the last ditch efforts of this survival mode paradigm trying to survive and trying to not die by doing what it's always done. Conquer, accumulate, hoard, kill, exterminate, and steal everything. It's just going hard because it knows it's dying. It knows it's dying. And there are many of us who are able to see this. It's not even like hard to see. And I think as this happens more and more, people who are like conscious, like you don't even have to be like smart or whatever to see this. The closer we get to this renaissance, which means rebirth, the more we see and the more people will see that what's happening is so natural. It's so natural, y'all. It is as natural as the seed splitting open so that the tree can begin to grow out of it. Birth is something that is always painful. And there's always a breaking involved in that. But it's not the breaking of you. It's the breaking of the cage. It is the breaking of the cocoon in order for the transformed butterfly to emerge and literally transcend its previous form of existence. Think of humanity throughout the ages as a little wriggly caterpillar, crawling along, eating stuff, just trying to survive, you know? No thoughts of flowers or what that even, like, what even is that? Flowers. I can't eat a flower. I need leaves. I need to be munching on leaves. I need to eat as many leaves as possible. And then this thing starts to happen. It says, I need to build. I need to create. I need to build a structure that will contain me, that will keep me. Which way should I go? Blue or orange? I've been on the orange. Let's do blue. Seems kind of interesting. So it begins to wrap itself in this structure. And within that structure, it dies, bro. It basically dies because it becomes goop. Like, I don't know if you know this, but like inside a cocoon, a caterpillar doesn't just like grow wings. It literally becomes liquid, and its entire body basically rebuilds itself out of this sort of primordial bio soup, and it reconfigures itself into the beautiful butterfly. And now that's what's happening. This butterfly that has been created, and what that is it's a new paradigm. It's a new type of consciousness. It is the consciousness of transcending the false duality, transcending the black and white. It is a prismatic, rhizomatic renaissance that is being born within the hearts and the minds of the people of this earth. The power structure, as in the buildings and the documents and what we've written to be, this is how society is and this is how it's supposed to be, that hasn't changed a bit, because it can't. It's not alive like we are. We are alive, and we can transform. We can transcend. We can transcend and transmute and transfigure. That's why trans people are like being hated on so much, is because they are a symptom of the butterfly revolution. Not even a symptom. They are this thing incarnate. And I'm trans, I guess. I'm not really trans. I'm like just aware of my own multidimensional gender. I'm not confined by any type of gender label. I'm everything. I'm both male and female. And that's the realization. That is the realization that is happening within the hearts of all of us, is realizing that we are not who we've been told we are. We are literally more than even what we imagine we are. And that's what creates the fear that leads us into this corrupted way of doing things. Because when you're faced with the infinity of your own existence and your own nature, your own soul, that is an opportunity to be afraid. It truly is. Because in the same way that when you look out into space and you see how infinite it is, you can either go, oh, that's so amazing and beautiful. Wow, it's freedom, it's infinity. Or you can go, that is the most terrifying thing ever. I want to look away, bury my head in the sand, and avoid that reality at all costs. And so that is what leads us into darkness. Obviously, because we're avoiding the truth. We're avoiding the truth of our own infinite multidimensional nature. And so, there is truly no need to be afraid, guys. And if you're afraid, that's okay. Like, that's literally okay. It's natural. It is completely natural to be okay. But what you will realize as we move through this difficult time is that the fear is what's dying. The fear, the avoidance, the denial of the self, the true, full, multidimensional self, the true multidimensional nature of nature, is nothing to be afraid of. It's actually the most beautiful, liberating thing ever. It is your birthright to be infinite, to unfurl your iridescent, multicolored wings, and to take to the freaking sky. No longer limited by your previous form, no longer confined by your chrysalis. Now you are free to fly, to explore the vertical dimension of this reality, and free to drink from the delicious nectar of orchids and whatever other flowers butterflies like. And also to reproduce, to bear the next generation with the knowledge that this transformation is natural. That this transformation, hella mushrooms. But you know, this is all it is, man. We get so caught up into this societal like idea of like, oh, everything's bad, everything's dead and dying, and this whole thing is, the world is ending. And that is the voice of the culture. That is the voice of the thing that is dying. But nature, which is what we truly are, it's like no, that's a bad example. But like nature, which is what we truly are, when you spend time in nature, when you get your head out of the fog and the smog of all of the fear, and when you actually spend time in nature, and when you see what this world, what this universe, what this is all about, what life is and what life does, you see that life is unbothered by this transformation. And in fact, life loves to transform. Life loves to recycle itself into new and more exciting forms. Whew. Oh man, that is really bright. So, when you see Elon Musk doing the Roman salute or whatever, I actually find it so funny that people are trying to justify that, because it implies that like I could just like go into like a synagogue or whatever it's called. I think that's like a Jewish church, and just do that. My heart goes out to you. Imagine if I straight up did a Sikh Heil in a synagogue, and then I was just like, no dude, it's clearly just a Roman salute. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, that's kind of my own personal biases or whatever. But ultimately, if you see that and it terrifies you and you're afraid of what's coming, just know that you're not what's dying. There is a death happening here, but it's not your death. It's the death of the illusion that there's anything to be afraid of at all. And that illusion that everything's broken and everything's wrong, and we need to hustle, we need to screw each other over, we need to this panic mindset leads to the destruction. It's what leads to all the bad shit. And that is what's dying. And so of course it's afraid, because that's what it is. It's fear. It's always afraid. It's afraid of everything. It's afraid of itself. It's afraid of life. It's afraid of existence. So, don't trip, yo. Straight up, just don't trip. Chill. Get outside, touch grass. And realize that, man, this is what life is all about. And we are on the precipice of the most exciting time to be alive ever in human history, in my opinion. Truly. Like, if I could pop out of the simulation and choose to incarnate in some other point in history, I would pick this one, dude. Aliens. Man. See, this is what is changing. This is why I love art so much. This might be kind of a rant. Look at this, man. What does this say? Like, this is the truth. The truth. The untamed, untamable truth. And look at it. It's behind a barbed wire fence. Isn't this a perfect metaphor for what we see? For what this is all about? If you know, you know. If you get it, you know. You understand the power of graffiti and what graffiti means. It is an act of rebellion. Oh wow. This is actually very fascinating. See, there used to be a sticker on either this sign or this sign that said like 99 or 90% of I'm not sure the exact statistic, to be honest, so don't take this as fact, but it was something along the lines of like more than half of police are like domestic abusers, which is just interesting. I don't know, take from that what you will or whatever, but yeah, you know, this culture that's dying, this is all it is. It's fence specialist. People who specialize in division and in creating these borders between us and the art and life and love. But these fences are coming down. The borders are coming down. This, you see this? The asphalt is being overturned. The systems of oppression are falling to make way for the dandelions, for the seeds, for the truth. So, be not afraid. Know that all of this is happening for a reason. It's happening for the good of life. It's happening for the good of existence. This is what we are witnessing, is the maturation process of our species, realizing and transcending the illusions of its youth, the fears of its youth, and evolving into a more conscious state, into a super conscious state, might even, at some point. I mean, the signs are here, y'all. Mushrooms, eyes, peace, and love. That's it. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty. Oh. I just realized I was zoomed in like the whole time. Or maybe it wasn't actually, maybe I'm tripping. But yeah. Yeah, bro. Just chill. Spread love. Have no fear. And enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. Straight up. Know that that this is a good time to be alive. This is a good time to be alive, and this is our opportunity to participate in the greatest evolution that our species has ever undergone. Straight up. This is a full-on transformation, y'all. Full on. So, shout out to the universe. Shout out to Elon Musk. I hope that man can heal himself. Maybe he'll take some ayahuasca or something and have a full-on inner child ego death, shadow integration crazy experience. And if he does, man, he can become like the greatest healer ever, honestly. I think everyone, like, even like the most evil people deserve a second chance, honestly, if they can find the love in themselves. Because that's all it is, ultimately. Like, evil people are just broken. The whole irredeemable villain thing, that's like a Hollywood thing, bro. It always comes back to a wound, either in childhood or even like intergenerational. So yeah, even though like a part of me hates him and a part of me wants him to suffer and, you know, experience justice and retribution for the harm he's done, and not just him, but, you know, all of these oligarchs, all of the oligarchs. A deeper, truer part of me knows that bro was a baby at one point, and I can't fault that. And I know that, like, if he can come around, bro, he'll be a tremendously powerful force for good on this planet. Anyway, I'm freaking rambling, y'all. So I feel like I've gotten the message out and across. Aliens are probably real, who knows? If they are, they're definitely watching us right now. They're definitely gearing up to show up, because I think we're almost ready. We're almost ready to join the Federation. Don't take that as fact. That's obviously, who knows. But if they are real, that's probably what's happening. But yeah, here's to life, here's to the universe, here's to evolution, here's to super consciousness, here's to love, and here's to the Renaissance, baby. The rhizomatic prismatic resonance. Wait, that's crazy. It's the Renaissance of resonance. Frick. Wow, man. Okay. I'm gonna end it here, but I'm gonna end with these beautiful birds and stuff. Okay, peace. Love you.